Hey, this is Dave Bryan with the 420 Times. I'm one of the editors here in beautiful Southern California. And tonight on the 420 Times, we're talking about stoner movies with two of our guests, Eric Rosner, who's the animator and producer and director of the little cult classic, The Adventures of Bong. Thank you, Eric.
Hello.
And we also have, from the Stoner Jesus Show on the Internet Radio, Mr. Joe Klare. Thank you, Joe.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So today we're talking about stoner movies, and also we're supposed to have a third guest. Hey, this is Dave Bryan with the 420 Times. I'm one of the editors here. Oh, that really is fucking loud. But we're supposed to have another one, Dan Fogler, from the movie Don Peyote, but of course Dan did not show up. But that's okay. So we're going to talk to Eric and Joe. So Eric, tell me about Waterbong. Where did this start from?
Yeah, well, back in the crazy 90s, when the internet was still young, I decided to do these little animations. I was an animator in New York, and it was the birth of the digital film festival on the internet. Sounded very exciting, so it was called the Low Res Film Festival. So I was looking for a character. I started off with like a matzo boy. So I had this animated matzo boy, and he was like a talk show host. Matzo boy, but it wasn't that intriguing. So I decided to kind of spin it and do like a water bong, a talking water bong, and he was kind of like a secret agent, very slick with the ladies, and if you had a problem, he would help you out with a little puff once in a while. And so we had a whole bunch of arch enemies and went on wacky adventures and help a stoner out in the need for weed type of stuff, and it got onto this festival, and it had a kind of a big little following, and I started doing a lot more, and then it showed at the Burning Man festival when that was just beginning, and it was pretty fun. It got a little mini cult status in New York. I was in the Village Voice and some other papers, and then I was gonna take it to the next level, but then the .com bomb happened, and everyone lost interest in the internet back then, and I decided not to do it anymore.
Well, Burning Man, that doesn't sound like a great place for an animated movie that's about stoners.
Oh, yeah, it was great. It was great. In the middle of the desert, people had to do something. But then I was after the .com bomb happened. People were saying, "Oh, you can't do water bong. It's like weed is illegal." I said, "Oh shit!" So I decided to change the name to Water Franklin. But that didn't take off as well, so kind of lost interest in it. Oh, my glasses.
Well, that's fucked up. But so Joe, I mean, stoner comedies, is this sort of part of Americana now that every summer we get a stoner comedy?
Yeah, and I think they've, even though they portray a lot of stereotypes, first of all, it's all in good fun. And second of all, I think it's important to get stoners and weed smoking into the mainstream the way alcohol is. People drinking every movie and it's no big deal, and just get older people and middle America and soccer moms and so on, get them used to stoners. We're not bad people. We're funny people. We're mellow. We're not gonna punch you in the face if we get really fucking high, and you don't have to you don't have to worry about us, man. We're cool. We're funny. We have the munchies and we forget stuff.
Hey, Eric, I mean, what were you telling people before they went to their show to see Waterbong? I mean, do you have to be completely fucking zonked out of your mind to go see that movie?
Hey, it helps.
Coming from a man with sunglasses. I mean, we've had 3 Harold and Kumar movies. We've had a Cheech and Chong. We've had Waterbong. I mean, this seems to be happening more and more. Do you think people are getting used to these movies, Joe?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, even everybody's seen Cheech and Chong, even tons and tons of people who have never smoked weed, never really around people who smoked weed. They've loved Cheech and Chong forever, and there's just more and more every year. And with legalization, there's just going to be an increase, between the marijuana industry booming and people getting more used to it, and more people smoking, and more people admitting that they're smoking. They're not going to have a problem going to see a stoner movie. It doesn't have the stigma attached to it that it used to.
No, it would definitely seem like minds are changing all across the country. So Eric, I mean, you probably go see a lot of stoner movies. It would seem, coming from a man who wears sunglasses on this hangout here. I mean, what are sort of things that you take to a stoner movie? Is there any, like, essentials people should be doing before they go see some of these movies?
Well, I like to see something, like a total mind fuck type of movie. And I remember once I was.
Eric, we don't have any cursing on here, so you can't say the word.
I'm sorry.
I cussed earlier.
I was all set. I was geared up to see the King Kong movie, back in the day. So I was making some brownies with like a huge amount of pot in there, and then it was a midnight show, the first day of the screening, and I was all set. I got my robe, my seat. I was like, so I took the brownies. It was all panned out, so it hit exactly when the movie was going on, and then like, oh shit, I was watching this movie, like, whoa, this movie is horrible. I mean, it's got to be the weed. It's something. It's really bad. No, it's weed. It's got to be horrible. And then it was like a horrible experience because like the movie was just the worst, and I was stoned. It's like, whoa. So that didn't work out too well.
Was that the one where you're going up the Twin Towers?
No, the one the
1934 whatever one.
The one, the new one. The guy with Lord of the Rings guy. But at one point of the movie, I wasn't the movie, or was I just stoned? Because he was actually the giant monkey was ice skating in the middle of Central Park with this girl, and like some type of romantic scene. Like, what the fuck? I mean,
that's not right.
Yeah, I mean, like, I gotta be really debate. So that's a bad example. So it could go the wrong way.
So Joe, what's the worst movie you've seen stoned?
That was it.
What's the worst one for you?
There's been a lot of bad movies. I was thinking when you were talking about that before we went on the air, a lot of people hated Your Highness, and I really like that movie. I think being high lets you see movies in a different way, I guess, because
it's actually more. It's a
you don't
really
want to think so much. You just want to fucking you just want to enjoy. You enjoy what's going on.
What's so funny is the 420 Times magazine approached the Highness to do some interviews with them. They would have nothing to do with us. We approached the people from Harold and Kumar to do something with us. They would have nothing to do with us. And yet they continue to just roll these suckers out,
I think you should have like a huge stoner film festival. So you give like little reefers before you go into the theater, and then like you have like the worst movies ever, like a whole collection, and you see what their reaction is, and they'd like, yes. I mean, it could be kind of crazy.
Well, you would think with movies being $20 or whatever the heck they are now, you would think you'd get a joint or a grape vaporizer or something as you're going in.
A joint and some popcorn, that'd be an experience.
Well, they have ones with cocktail hour and everything else here in Los Angeles, so we can go watch a movie.
Yeah.
So, Joe, what are the essential movies every stoner needs to see?
Well, obviously it's a subjective thing, but for me, Half Baked is in my top 5. The Big Lebowski, Up in Smoke. There's other movies that people say in their top 5 a lot. Movies like Dazed and Confused. I haven't seen that in a really long time, so I'm more familiar with Half Baked, which I've seen maybe 60 or 70 times, and The Big Lebowski, which is just one of the greatest movies ever. Whether you're high or not, this is well written. It's not like a joke per minute type of movie. There's just a great plot and great writing and great acting, and it's a great movie for anybody who loves movies. It's not just about weed.
There's actually a Lebowski festival right here in Los Angeles. I don't know if it's happened yet, but yeah, a lot of people's that's part of their favorite. What about you, Eric? What are your top stoner movies?
Well, my top stoner movie.
And I'm bracing myself.
In no order of excitement. Well, it's got to be, of course, Tron.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, and then we were just talking about Angel Heart. That, man, be careful if you watch that one.
What the heck's Angel Heart?
Angel Heart is like the greatest movie in the history of movies, where I can't go into it now because it takes a while, but the devil, and then it's like a trickster. You'll be, trust me, you'll see. And then, of course, the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, right?
Right?
Right? I don't need to tell anyone about that one. And then The Wizard of Oz. Oh my God, Munchkins, witches, flying monkeys. Holy shit!
Don't they play a record album to that one now?
Oh, that's the. Oh yeah, that's. Yeah, you're right. Pink Floyd.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, but you can play anything, actually, the Wizard of Oz, and it will fit really well.
If you're high enough, anything will go together.
Yeah, so you could play a Faith Hill album in the Wizard of Oz, and it'd be totally.
Yeah, it's a stretch, but you know.
Party.
Whoops.
So, Joe, what do you take when you go to a stoner movie? Is there any like essential things you're taking in your pockets and stuff, or?
No, I'm not one of those people that sneaks things into movies, and I'm not one of those people that has to buy a ton of popcorn. Like, I'm not going like on a trip. I'm not going to a desert island. I'm going to do this movie for 90 minutes. I'll be fine if I only have 8 pounds of popcorn and a 44-ounce drink. But I used to be a projectionist a long time ago in one of the little cheap $2 movie theaters, and we knew the guy who was the janitor there. And
that's funny. I thought foreign movies were much more expensive.
after the movie's theater closed, we would all go there, and the janitor would let us in, and we would smoke a joint in a movie theater, and then watch whatever movie we wanted. And I think that's the way to see movies. I don't want to see movies with people and all that crap and waiting in line. We need to change the movie experience. There needs to be more weed and less stress.
Well, it's kind of funny. There's a new law here in Los Angeles about outlawing vaporizers. Do people in the southern states near you, Joe, show up with vaporizers at the theaters?
I haven't seen it at the theaters. I've seen it in concerts. When the lights come out to the crowd, you'll see big plumes of smoke going up from various places. So, and even around here, where it's just black market as far as the eye can see, people really aren't that worried about it, at least in that kind of setting.
So, what are you taking, Eric, to the movies?
Well, I like to be baked before I go to a movie. I mean, like fucked up. So I have to do a little planning before I go. And I remember Star Trek, Into the Darkness. That worked really well. So you gotta bait, walk to the movie, get in the movie, and you're good to go.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, thanks. Joe, where actually are you? Are you in the southern states?
I'm in northern Kentucky, close to Cincinnati.
Oh. So how do you feel about like California and Colorado and Washington, like where it's legal now? I mean,
they're all places I wish I was.
Yeah. It's interesting because I came here, I just moved here recently, and like I go to California, it's like, holy shit, it's like a candy store. It was really surreal to go into these stores and they're showing a very elegant experience where they have these jars like a wine tasting, and they let you sniff it. Like, whoa! It's like I was like, what's going on? It was pretty crazy.
Well, I've never been to a theater with jars of weed, but I look forward to it in Washington and Colorado.
Someday, people will be blazing up all over the place.
Of course, if Joe's senator in the great state of Kentucky gets his way, I think we might, according to Rand Paul.
Yeah, well, that remains to be seen as far as how much of a backbone he has for these kinds of issues.
It was funny, Joe, that you didn't mention one Cheech and Chong movie in your top 5, and neither did you, Eric. Have movies gotten better than the Cheech and Chong ones?
I hate to admit that I've never seen a Cheech and Chong movie.
Is that are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow, we just totally picked the wrong guest. One of my favorite movies to see stoned are the airplane movies.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Even though it's just gag after gag after gag, you're just sitting there and laughing and laughing. And
Same thing with the Naked Gun movies. I especially love seeing O.J. Simpson. Back in the day, considering where he is now.
Yeah. But
so Eric, is there going to be a Water Bong 2?
Oh, I have a whole series of water bongs. There's my most famous one is Water Bong Christmas, which is where Santa takes a wrong turn at Albuquerque, hooks up with Water Bong, and they get stoned and they go off to France, and Santa's in a bad mood, and he makes a stop at Pixie Island for some recreation, and kind of abandons Water Bong. Water Bong gets a little annoyed, and then all mayhem breaks up. And then the classic one is Water Bong Lost on the Planet of the Squirrels, where it's kind of like Planet of the Apes type of series. What?
Lost on the Planet of the Squirrels.
Planet of the Squirrels. So it's kind of like Planet of the Apes, where he's in a spaceship, they get lost on another planet, and it's a planet of the squirrels, and they want to, they're pissed at him, and then actually in that one there's not a lot of weed in that, but he's, he is water bong, and he has like super, he's got tricks up his sleeve, but
that's totally nuts.
That is an epic adventure. It's a classic.
So like his foes are the squirrels.
His foes are they're giant squirrels.
Oh, okay. I don't find squirrels very scary, but if they're giant, then yeah.
It's a planet of giant. I should name it Planet of the Giant Squirrels, but it's just the planet of the squirrels.
There you go. That's scary.
They are irked.
So, Eric, where can people find out more about Waterbong, the adventures?
Oh, well, yeah, you can check out my website, erosner.com, and there are some links to Waterbong. Although I haven't done Waterbong in a while, but my movie now is My Mom, Me, or Cops. That's my new movie.
And do you have a Twitter account or anything where people can follow you?
Yeah, that would be eBoy.
And Joe, where can people find out about the incredible Stoner Jesus show?
StonerJesus.net. Everything always is StonerJesus.net, and StonerJesus420, of course, on Twitter.
Awesome. So I want to thank you guys both for being on our little first episode here about stoner movies. And we also want to say we're sorry we didn't have Diane Fogler. But I want to tell you guys to tune in next Thursday, 7 p.m., 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time for the next issue of the 420 Times Live. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.